but also my other women in my country. They cannot study, so they will not have a job. I think I couldn't graduate from school because the one came. And because of that, I lost many opportunities in my life. I want to be an effective person, a successful person. Afghan girls are like those birds that with broken wings, they are still trying to fly. And they still want to find an opportunity and fly as high as they can. And nowadays that I am at home with no activity, with no communicating with people, I face to depression and I'm really helpless and I'm losing my hope. We all Afghan girls, we all lose our freedom and we are not like the past. We cannot do activities that we did in the past. And all these things changed in our life. At the past, girls could travel alone without anyone. They were free, but now we are not free. We are like slaves. We should always have land with ourselves. And without mahram, we are not allowed to travel anywhere. I don't feel safe because if I don't obey those rules, I'm really afraid that what will happen to me. I'm really worried about my future. Do they capture me? Do they kill me? Or what? I really feel sad and I say that why these things happen to us, only to Afghan girls. Nobody is facing these challenges that everyday girls face. But despite of all restrictions, I still try to deal with problems and survive from this situation. So no power, no injustice is forever. I always try to keep my friends and my family, especially my sisters, hopeful. I didn't give up, and I will not, and I will never give up, and I will never let them to give up. Nowadays, I have very simple activities. I'm helping with my mom in cooking. I learned to cook new foods and these things, but it is not my future. I want to have a bright future. I want to become a leader. I want to become voice of the all Afghan girls, and I want help with Afghan girls. I want to be successful, and I want to make my parents proud. My community before was supportive to the normal activities the girls do. After changing the regime, their minds and the way of their thinking also changed. I mean, the girls. At the past, they thought that they should be successful, they should be a leader, they should make their parents proud. But now they cannot. You know, a few months ago, they captured girls and they badly hated them and they I don't know what other bad actions what done by them. Those girls that they didn't wear proper hijab, I'm sure that it's an excuse because girls really afraid. They always try to wear black, scarf, black coat, everything, and 3 or 4 of those girls or ladies, when they come back, they did suicide. And when a person wants to do suicide, when there is no hope in human beings' life, at the time they choose this option to do suicide. Most of my friends nowadays, they got married, they become mother, and they have a baby. And so most of the ladies have lost their hopes of studying, and they choose to do early marriage. If I get married soon, at that time, I'm sure that in the future, I will be a weak mother, and my children will not be proud of me. My children will be the same of me, weak, hopeless, and they cannot deal with problems. Despite of all challenges, my parents are great supporters in my life. I really want to become a leader, and I want to be the voice of all Afghan girls and all over the world. And I wish I could help them and motivate them. The young girls of Afghanistan are what keeps me hopeful. Some of them are like me. They try to deal with problems and they don't want to give up, and they still want to have hope, and they don't want to give up. And these things are what keeps me hopeful. I appeal international community. Actually, I beg them to keep supporting the girls and women of Afghanistan, especially in education and work. I hope we could go back to school and be able to get jobs. Always remember on the road to success, there always we. I mean we, not only all women in Afghanistan, but the whole Afghanistan and international community. And I'm so grateful to international community to support Afghan girls in this situation. And I wish that they could support us more and more.
I thank you, Mrs. Laila, for your important and courageous testimony. I now give the floor to you, Mrs.